Okay, so with the OEM intake off, we're going to show you how to install our V3 intake for this B8.5 S4. So what you're going to need is the self-tapping screw and then the heat shield bracket. You're just going to mount it up here on the side, on this hole right here, like so. Hold on. Just make sure you thread it in by hand a bit first. So now we'll be attaching the weather stripping to the heat shield of the intake. Now we give you more than enough weather stripping to wrap around the entire heat shield. You will just need to trim it at some corners where it's hard to attach. This section I'm going to cut on this curve here. I'll be using this weather stripping and attach it here. This just has a bit more flexibility for this curve. So this is what we recommend for the weather stripping to be attached onto the heat shield. Next, we'll be attaching the mounts to the bottom of the heat shield that attach to the grommets of your vehicle. So what you'll need to do is just unscrew this section, line it up, and just hand tighten it at first. Ratchet. So we're just gonna line up these two mounts to the grommets here. You're just gonna need to push it. So once you've lined up the mounts to your grommets, you're gonna thread this bolt into this hole to line up with the bracket that we attached earlier. Once you thread it in slightly by hand, you're just gonna use an Allen key to tighten it all the way. Next, we're gonna attach the silicone piping to the titanium intake and the velocity stack to the filter, which will also connect to this side of the titanium piping. So first, what you're gonna wanna do is grab this silicone piece and just surround it on this side. The best way to go about this is just get one side on, and then you're just gonna squeeze it and turn it at the same time until it all catches around. So next, we're gonna attach the velocity stack to this side of this silicone piece. So just wrap it around and twist it at the same time. Then we're gonna grab the bigger clamp, fit it around, and then we're gonna use a flathead screwdriver just to lightly tighten it. Okay, once we've attached the silicone piece to the velocity stack, attach the smaller clamp to this side, and then line up the titanium intake pipe to the silicone piece. Okay, it's in, and just make sure it's at the same height throughout the entire pipe. A bit lower here, and then check on the inside too. Everything is good, and we're all set. Now we're just gonna tighten this clamp here so it doesn't move. Next, we're gonna attach the filter to the velocity stack. Make sure you have the big clamp surrounding the filter. We're just gonna feed this through. Very simple. Now we're just gonna tighten the filter to the velocity stack. Make sure the clamp is on the center portion. And then we're just gonna use a flathead screwdriver. And we're all set. Now we have two remaining clamps. We're gonna attach the bigger one to the silicone piece here. Fish it right to the edge here. Make sure it's the same throughout. And then tighten it. Then we're going to use the other clamp to attach the other end of the silicone piece. Next, we're going to attach the SAI filter. So you're just going to take this base, push it through here, attach the clamp to your SAI filter, and then just put it together like this. And then you're just going to tighten this here. Next, we're just going to put the hose into the base. And then that's how you install the SAI filter. Next, we're going to attach this breather hose to this portion right here. Sure it goes in all the way. Okay. Next, you're going to attach the breather hose connector to the hose. And you're just going to swivel it all the way through. Okay. Go. Next, we're going to attach this end of the silicone coupler to the throttle body. So just make sure you have the clamp on, and we're just going to fish it through the fuel hose line. Just tilt it up a bit. You're going to angle the filter down as much as you can, and then twist it. And then we're just going to make sure it's snug. Just double check all around that it fit in, and we're good. Next, we're just going to tighten the clamp with a flathead screwdriver. Okay, and then finally, we're going to connect the hose to the connector here. And then we're all set.